Today we're going to be building an AI that talks back. I'm building a plugin for Twilio so that we can integrate calls with an Eliza AI agent. I started this on my own last time. The long-term goal is to build a plugin for Eliza that allows Eliza to make calls using Twilio. It's going to combine the top AI agent framework, Eliza, with the most robust library of tools to make phone calls, Twilio. My initial steps I'm giving myself to build up momentum on today's build is one, I'm going to rerun my local project to make an inbound call, open up Cursor, run the server, make the call. I'm going to update it so that the AI can respond when I talk. When I talk, I expect it to respond so we can have a back and forth conversation. And then building off of that, once it's responding and we're going back and forth, I want to clean it up and refine the conversation so that it can be seamless. And those aspects are going to be instant reply. I can cut it off. Sounds like a human. We'll keep that for now. I don't know if I like the last point, but these are the steps. Let's go ahead and dive in. I believe I've already opened up Cursor. I've got Cursor opened up over here. It's a very simple project that I've got. We've got a README. It's a Twilio phone call starter. This is something that I just used Cursor to spin up from scratch. It's using PNPM. It's got one folder, one file, and it's an index. And it registers an incoming call as well as a connection to the call. On incoming call, we then stream call connection, which is what is going to use 11 labs to convert text to speech and then read that out in a buffer over the phone call. We then listen on the port and we log what is being run. We have opened Cursor. Let's run the server with PNPM dev. And we need a publicly usable URL. When we run this, it'll be running on localhost 3000 right there. But we need a universally acceptable URL. And so what we're going to do is open up a new terminal and run ngrok. Ngrok is a tool that allows us to get a public URL that we can share with anybody to access an app that we are running locally on our computer. It's great for testing local apps like what we're doing right now. To run it, you run ngrok, N-G-R-O-K, the type of service, which is HTTP, and then the port that you want to access. In my case, it's 3000. I know it's 3000 because I see over here we're using localhost 3000. So I run that. It now gives us a public URL, and I can use this public URL to access the app from anywhere, including outside of my computer. Now that I've got this, I need to update my ENV. I don't want to share that, so I'm going to move it off screen to access my ENV. Okay, I've configured it. The domain before started with 5523. If I crash the server and run it again, we're now running on D9B8. And so we're now running our server. And the final step is to make the call. I've got a phone number right here. I should be able to call this and it should answer and start reading out. Well, actually, let me see if I can do it over here. So the phone number is 833-910-2466. Can I just paste it? I can just paste it. Let's try calling. Okay, so it didn't work that time. Let's try to fix it by, we need to update the URL that's right here. Right now it's pointing to our old ngrok URL. I need to update it so that it's using the new ngrok URL. So I'll copy the correct path. And let's save this and then try it again. Save the config. Let's try the exact same call again. Copy. Call. Okay, so if you can't hear it right now, the phone call is reading out lorem ipsum text. And so it is working. Right here, I've hard-coded the text that the agent is going to say. It's just lorem ipsum demo text, just to verify I could get that to work. Let's go back to our goals. We've now made a call. And so we've now rerun our inbound call example. It's working. It's taken us 7 minutes to get back to the same state that we were at before. Now I want it to respond when I speak. You were able to, I don't know if I tried talking, but if you say something, it just continues to ramble on in lorem ipsum. So let's see if we can update it so that it will reply when I speak. So we'll make a 0.6. Reply when I speak. Actual app only reads lorem ipsum, does not reply to any input I give during the call. App should reply to any input I give during the call. Let's see if that's good enough. I'm going to check out a new branch. Check out to, we'll call it suites/reply. And I'll publish the branch. And now let's go ahead and I'll open up a new composer window just to start with fresh context. And I'll tell it, please implement step 6. We need add a gather verb to collect user speech input, a webhook to handle the speech input, generate a speak, a response. Those sound correct. Not sure I like what this is doing. Let's accept it for now and we'll keep going. No, let's roll it back. I don't like what it did. Please implement step 6 required. So right now, it tried to change the way that we're handling the call. I'll tell it, do not change the initial text. Do not change initial text. Continue to use to handle the call. Let's see if that changes it at all. Tell it again, please implement step 6. Full input, it's doing the same thing. Okay, it's still getting rid of that. Let's reject, cancel. I updated the instructions. Start by repeating the full requirements for step 6. Keep the initial text, reply, continue using, yep, there we go. Okay, at least now it's changed a little bit. It's now going to check the full context. Let's see if it's making any difference now. WebSocket only handles the initial start, but it doesn't handle any incoming. Let me modify the code. Yeah, I think you should be modifying the WebSocket. I have a feeling the WebSocket is actively managing the session and that it can go back and forth. Okay. Okay, let's see what this is doing. Made the following changes. Added handling for the media event, which is triggered when the user speaks during the call. Let's see where that is. Okay, there. Okay, so now we're handling the start event and we're handling message event. I heard you speak, this is my response. This looks better. Let's see if this works. So now I'm going to try to give it a call. I'm going to let it talk for a little bit, and then I'm going to try to talk on my end and see if it replies. Let's call it again. It hung up this time. Status code 4. I'm going to try calling it on my phone, just in case the issue is me trying to call it from a web browser. So I'll do that by just doing a phone call. Phone number is 833-910-2446. Let's call it. No response that time. 833-910-2446 is the correct number. Let me try crashing the server and running it again, and then I'll try making that call again. Calling. There it is. and then it crashes. Okay, so it looks like when it comes in, we crash. So let's see if we can debug this using when I call this. When I call the server, it crashes. Could you please help debug? Think step by step. Unauthorized. Oh, okay. In that case, I'm not using an 11 Labs API key that I need. What's the changes it's suggesting? Eleven Labs client with an API key. Okay. I swear I already have a 11 Labs API key. Let me check my environment variables. And I'm going to close out of this. Do I already have environment variable should be called 11 Labs API key? I already have an 11 Labs API key. Okay, I'm going to try calling it again. And then it hung up again. Same error after adding your latest changes. I already had the env variable. Please help debug. Think step by step. Text to speech. Nice. Yeah, it's got it, saying it there. Let's also add some debugging logic. That sounds like a good idea. Okay. Whole lot of devlogging now. Let's try making that call again. And then it crashes. Okay, so let's copy this entire error all the way back to here. Still crashing. New logs from your last update are attached. Please think step by step to debug. When I want it to slow down in a case like this where it's not acting effectively, I will tell it to think step by step. I heard this from a different designer who uses the same methodology to change how the agents think, is telling it to think step by step. Let's analyze the logs. It looks like it was successfully initialized. The API call is being made, but we're still getting a 401. Make 11 Labs API call with, whole lot of stuff being changed. Now my question is our call to 11 Labs correct? Are we actually, I don't even know what it's changing now. I don't know that it's going down the right path. Test API connection, where's that at? No, we're gonna, let's try this one more time, but if this doesn't work, I'll walk it back. Calling. And it crashes. API was successful. We were able to fetch all the voices. So something is going wrong in the implementation. I'm going to walk this back to what I had originally. Okay, so here we go 11labs.text-to-speech.convert, and we've got a stream ID. I'm going to copy this. Actually, I'm going to copy this entire current implementation. And now let's walk it all the way back to the latest changes from Cursor. And let's compare them. So start app, call connection, start message, try the stuff, send the response. Let's paste what we've got and see what the difference is. Response is coming from 11labs.text-to-speech.convert, voice ID, and then we've got a model ID, output format, and a text. Looks the same. And then we get readable.from, and then we go audio array buffer. It looks the same. So I'm wondering if there's something I need to do in 11 Labs. I'm gonna open up a new tab off stream and check out 11 Lab. Well, I think I can do it on stream actually. Let's try doing this on stream. Notifications. I should still have a lot remaining. It says I've got my API key. It says I've still got plenty of credits remaining. Usage analytics. January 24th, so yesterday, it looks like I used a lot of credits. Or maybe this is today. Okay, for now, let's walk it all the way back. Well, let's try to keep it here, and let's just remove the media event. Save this. Unable to compile the TypeScript. Because I gotta do this right. Comment it out. Trying the phone call again.
Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet, consectetur adipising elit, sed do eos ma tempor incididunt ut labore et dolore magna aliqua, utenim ad minim ven.
Okay, so the call works if I remove else if media event. The call works if I comment out the else if statement for message.event triple equals media. Knowing this Could you help debug that part of the code? I want to get it to reply. My current short-term goal is to get that to happen. That's going to be the first actual update. I see that Max came in and said that they're thankful that we're sharing the process. So thank you for tuning in, Max. I appreciate you interacting with the stream. Each person that interacts with the stream helps get visibility to other musicians, coders, artists. So thank you for interacting, and hopefully I can give you a little bit of visibility by showing your comment, helping other people see that you are tuning in, you're getting value out of this. And if others are also getting value, please, again, just reply. I see the issue. There are a few problems. It's being accessed directly, but in the message type definition in the root, it's inside the start object. We're not properly handling the WebSocket message structure for media events. Okay, let's just blind accept. Let's try it again. Going to try recalling the phone number. Fingers crossed.
Lorem ipsum dolor sit amen. Consectetur adipissing elit.
Are you going to hear me if I interrupt you and start talking? Or are you just going to talk over me? I'm talking. Can I please interrupt? You're not going to let me interrupt. Okay, so we're at least getting logging, and it didn't crash while we have this here, but it did not allow me to reply. So awesome. The call didn't crash this time. However, when I tried to speak during the phone call, the app ignored my speech and continued to talk. Actual bot does not stop talking and respond when I speak. Required. If I interrupt the bot, it stops talking, listens to me, and then replies. I've attached the latest logs. Whole lot of the same thing. Is there anything other than this, or is this the only thing, the whole history? This is the only thing we get. So let's just attach it, send it off, and see what it does. We're at least not getting a crash now, so slowly making progress, but still not getting what we want of the bot replies when I talk. I see the issues. The app is receiving the speech input or speech, but it can't find the stream because we're looking in the wrong place. We need to store it. We need to properly handle media events with the stored stream ID. We need to tell Twilio to stop the current speech when the user speaks. Those sound like great insights. Let's see if it's able to properly implement them. It's now passing in a current stream ID. Where's stream ID being set? Stream ID is now being set outside of the if statement. And now we're getting the stream ID from our const. Let's blind accept. Well, it's not necessarily blind accept because I reviewed it all, but it does, the changes look promising. Let's see if they actually do anything or. Okay, app has restarted, calling the bot. Okay, so this time it seems like it's getting a lot of false positives. It's thinking I'm talking when I'm not. And so what we need is it does not stop. I think we're getting false positives. Actual, I didn't say anything, but the bot stopped talking and the logs show responding. Required. The bot checks if I said any actual words. Background noise is ignored. Let's see if that fixes it. Oh, whoa. Before we go in, I want to add a whole bunch of the logs so that the chat can see what has been the experience. I've attached the latest logs. Let's see what it does this time. Media event is being triggered for any audio input, including background noise. We need to check if there's actual speech content and only respond when actual speech is detected. That sounds like a brilliant update. Let's see if it's able to implement it in a way that makes sense. We received speech input. We get the payload. We decode, convert, count the samples. Wow. Let's accept this. I have no idea what it's doing. So let's just try to call it and see if it fixes it.
I heard you speak. This is my response. 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 I heard you speak. This is my response.
Oh, I really hope everybody can hear this.
This is my response. I heard you speak.
Okay, so that conversation was just it continuing to tell me that it heard me speak, and this is its response with different intonations every single time, but I wasn't actually speaking again. So I'm curious, on message event, what's actually included in these messages? Are we logging it at all? Message.start. Audio payload. I want to just log this message, console.log media message. No, I just want message. Let's see what we're getting in message. I'm starting to lose faith that the agent knows what we want, so I'm just going to manually log it. Calling. There we go. Let's hang up. I guess I probably should have done one where I actually said a couple words. Body failed to process user speech. 11 labs error. I am logging received audio from user input, and so I'm looking for that. I'm actually not seeing my, significant speech detected. It should be before this, I believe. I'm looking for wherever it would say received audio input from the user. Received audio input from the user. It's media event, media, track, stream ID, payload, And then let's see if we can do a little bit of research on the media event from Twilio. Let's go to ChatGPT. How can I extract text, speech to text during a phone call using Twilio SDK? I'll give it all of my code. Here's my code. I don't think it's handling human input speech correctly. Now let's just paste the whole file and send it to chat and see if it can help. Threshold. Use a speech recognition API. Okay, so I need to start recognizing. I'm wondering if we need to use the real-time API from chat or from OpenAI. It is replying technically, but it's doing so all the time. I don't want it to do it all the time, only if it's actual human input. And I am wondering if we want to use the real-time speech API, real-time speech API, OpenAI. Would the real-time speech API from OpenAI be helpful here? Question mark. On message, we parse the data. If it's media, we then get a buffer, and then we hit OpenAI's transcriptions. Otherwise, we get the text. And I'm going to try this implementation. And so the big step here, I think this is what it was doing, but I've already got an app that I built that uses it. So I'm going to check if it's the same. Where would I have done that? I would have done that. Let's go to GitHub. GitHub into my account. I'm looking for the example app for using the real-time speech API. I think I would have pushed it, but maybe I didn't. I could also see myself building it locally and not actually pushing it up. Ponder, Laura, Viernes, Libre Chat. I don't know that it's here. I might not have pushed. Oh, real-time console. This might be it. I think this is it. This is it. Interrupting, uses cancel response, add tools, Conversation interrupted. Interesting. Let's look up the reference that it's giving us. Let's assume this works. Okay, so let's get this response. Get rid of all this has significant audio stuff. Well, for now, we'll just do this before it, right up here. And we want to do it after the audio buffer is defined. And then we will want to add our Open API key. And I don't want to expose my environment variables, so I'll do this off screen. Go into my env file, add the key name, and now I'll go to OpenAI, platform.openai.com/settings/organization/API keys. I'm going to make a new key called delete Twilio. This will go inside of my agents project, create the key. I've got the key, copy the key, paste it into my app, close the environment variables file, bring the code back over so that everybody can see it. And let's try this again with, let's see what else the chat was recommending. And then we get transcript. Let's log the transcript and see if there's actually a transcript. Let's save that. It should be running again. Let's try making a call. This time it immediately crashed. I'm wondering if we have to crash our server to get the new environment variables hot loaded. I'm going to try it again just by rerunning the server. Now it's just hanging up on me, which makes me think we are not doing something right in our latest changes. Received audio input from the user is being triggered. Received audio input. We're then trying to get message.media.payload, which does exist. And then we try to get a buffer. And then we try to fetch. Let's start logging some of these other parts. Console.log, sending to the Whisper API, OpenAI Whisper response. Let's see what happens now. Calling again, turning on speaker. Okay. Whisper API, bad request. Okay, so something was wrong in our request, it looks like. So let's look deeper at the audio transcriptions documentation. Can we change this to JavaScript? Transcriptions create, read stream. Audio model, language and format. Instead of audio, can we change it to file? Right now, I'm definitely flailing in the dark. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm giving it my best. Let's try to change this to file. No errors so far, so let's try calling it again. And it is still crashing. Help debug the call. Error. Full code. I would say these AIs are not doing a good job because I am phrasing my prompts poorly or in an inefficient way. The better you prompt, the better the outputs. And because I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, I'm flailing in the darkness. The AI is doing the same. Okay, let's copy. We're now doing stuff with form data. Let's delete all this. Any errors? Create form data, append the audio payload. We've now got a file we're posting with form data. Let's try this again. Calling. And it's still hanging up on me. OpenAI failed, supported formats. Okay, so it looks like our format is just incorrect here. We are trying to send should work with Wave, but new error, full code. Ideally, I'm doing this inside of Cursor, but right now I'm feeling like I'm making a little bit of progress with chat, so I'm going to continue using chat. Error indicated, not supported. However, the audio data is in a ULaw, which Whisper does not support. You need to convert the audio data to supported format. How to fix, install required libraries, update the conversion. This is starting to feel a little bloated. This solution is starting to feel bloated. Original goal, determine if event contains human speech what is the simplest and fastest way texture to keep the phone call seamless? Okay, so it's recommending to use a voice activity detection library so we don't have to send it all the time. And only if it identifies speech, then we try to transcribe it. I think that makes sense. Advantages: low latency, lightweight, seamless, scalable. Speech detected, yes. Otherwise, discard. That makes sense. Let's try adding this library. Crash the server, pnpm-i, paste in the library that we're going to use. And what's it say? Okay. And now let's import. Doop-a-doop, paste it. We create a new model. Let's try going to this library to see if, I wonder if it has types. I wonder if they have types. But even if they have types. Copy the initialization. Okay, we're getting a success now. Let's go back over here. And so the first thing we do, we take the audio buffer, we check if it's speech. Let's try this and let's remove some of these extra calls. We're going to get rid of this. Well, let's just do it before. Start. And where's the audio buffer? It's trying to convert. Let's get rid of this response. Wait, what? This is the start. I don't want to do anything in the start. Here's where we're trying to send the transcription. I don't want to do that for now. Let's get rid of all this transcription and put in my new code. Process audio does not exist. It's just process. And it should just be audio buffer, should not have sample rate. It's just buffer, you're right. Get rid of sample rate. Okay, now let's see if it's detecting human speech. Fingers crossed that this allows us to determine whether human speech is detected or not. Go back, let's call it again. Well, it's hanging up. Why is it hanging up? Invalid audio length for a sample rate of 1600. Getting lost. I don't understand what's going on. Twilio call detect human speech in message. Just run a Google search. I'm not making progress. I keep trying to take a step back to understand. How can you tell if a human answers the phone? Don't have to build your own. Gather? I don't want to gather. I want it to be able to interrupt. No, because in this case, it's being like, I need to finish what I'm saying, but I don't want it to finish what it's saying. I want to be able to interrupt it. Not helpful there. Let's try to go back to 11 Labs and check inside of their docs another time. They had docs. Where is... Whoa, I've just used up all my credits. Yeah, because I was running in a loop. Yeah, now we're running in a loop, just burned through all my credits, so I'll need to buy some more. What's going to be the price point? $5 to get 30K credits. I just want to buy some more credits. But we're getting close to the top of the limit. I still have not made any progress on getting a response, so this is not an easy problem for me to solve. How can I get this to work so that we're making progress on getting an agent that is able to make phone calls? Yeah, we used a lot of credits today. Current blocker is we don't know when a human is replying, and we want to do that quickly. Detect human interruptions. Detect human interruption, Twilio phone call. Not seeing anything here. Let's try to get back into 11 Labs docs. This is what I'm looking for. is exactly what I'm looking for. It's got turn taking. It handles interruptions. I'm looking for server tools. You can start with the free tier. It includes 10 minutes per month. This looks awesome. Quick start guide. ElevenLabs account. Create a new assistant. Configure the assistant behavior, system prompts, add a knowledge base, configure the voice, testing the agent, analyze and collect conversational data, view the conversation history. Yeah, I want to use it in my app. I don't want it with Next.js. Install, run the server, implement the conversational AI. Conversation, start conversation, get user media. I need it to be connected into telephony. Oof. Okay. I'm in the deep end. ElevenLabs has conversational AI tools. So does OpenAI. How can I use either of those solutions? Oh, Twilio, custom server, conversational AI with Twilio to create human voice interactions, connect your agent to phone calls, Twilio account, Python or Node, ngrok. Okay, let's navigate to your agent settings. Feeling optimistic about this. This looks like what I want. Navigate to your agent settings. Let's first go to ElevenLabs. Let's add this to our notes, as this is the path that I'm going down. Respond when I speak. Twilio custom server, copy these notes so that if for some reason I lose it, we can come back to it. Okay, go to our agents, go to the app inside of ElevenLabs. I don't see an option for agents. Oh, but I do see an option for conversational AI. Now I see agents. Okay, I want Twilio for the phone call. Navigate to your agent, go to voice section, and then ULaw 8000. Go to the voice section. Let's start from blank. New agent. Voice. We need ULaw 8000, right? ULaw 8000. Input format, advanced ULaw 8000. Input is ULaw 8000. Now we can implement JavaScript, install a bunch of packages. We need to add our agent ID, and then we can run the server. And then we can set up Twilio, put the method, and then we'll see our transcripts in the ElevenLabs code. Wait, what? Make directory, change directory. Okay, there it is. It's like, when are we actually typing everything in? All right, so let's install these packages. Crash the server, pnpm paste the list of packages. We get the packages set up. We don't have our agent ID in there, so I'm going to, while this is installing, which is finished, I'm going to add that environment variable. Go to my env, go back to 11 labs. We should have an agent ID. Yeah, that's my agent ID. Equals that, and that is our 11 labs agent ID. Cut that, put it with the rest of my 11 labs environment variables, bring the code base back over. Okay, now we go into the index. Oh, where'd it go? Fastify.get, incoming call 11, and then we stream a response. We get media, and then we plug it into our agent. On message, it handles it. I'm just going to straight up copy this and try to run it, because this is exactly what I was looking for. So inside of our index, I'm just going to paste this updated code. Do we have any errors? It looks like we have a few. Stream ID is string or null. Raw data needs to go to type string. Message, we just need some types. To string. And then port number. Let's see if this works. We should be able to run it the same way. pnpm dev, fingers crossed. It says it's listening on port 3000. We've already got ngrok set up, but I don't know if it's set up to the correct port, because Twilio, and then it wants incoming call 11 as the endpoint, but I'm already using call incoming. So I'm going to take that existing endpoint, call incoming. This should work. Let's see if it does. Feeling optimistic. Calling the agent. Hey, can you hear me? Client disconnected. Why was it disconnected? Is it because I ran out of credits? Agent language, English, first message. Hi, how can I help you? Let's save. I guess let's test it here first. Verify that the agent works. Hey. Testing. Nope, it's not hearing me. Let's try one more. It might be because I'm streaming right now and I'm already sending my audio input somewhere. First message, system message, dynamic variables, LLM, temperature, token limit, knowledge bases, tools, and call. Okay. Let's just try calling the system again. Or are we already out of credits? Is that what it's trying to say? It says we have 9 credits remaining. I might need to just upgrade. Let me see in the docs if it says anything about that. ElevenLabs account doesn't say anything that I need to have business, but have I already used usage, concurrent requests? Where can I see conversational history? $10.50. So 2 minutes ago, it says that it was doing stuff. It looks like it's just getting random audio. Let's try to set it up again. Navigate to the agent settings, go to the voice section, ULaw 8000 Hertz. Search input, advanced, ULaw Hertz. And then we've got our JavaScript. Type equals module. I don't think I'm doing that. But I don't know if that matters. We installed all of our dependencies. We ran the server. Set HTTP method to post. It's already on post. Let's try calling it again.
Hi, how can I help you?
Hey, I'm hearing your voice. Can you hear me? Okay, we at least got the initial prompt. So I wonder if I just need to go to the agent. Maybe I just need to do stuff with it. Select an agent. We want to keep it in English. System prompt. You're a helpful assistant. Please reply. No. Let's check out the conversation history. I think it's just getting random text. This was at 54, so 1 minute ago. Nothing there. Let's, I guess, try creating a new agent. New agent. Let's make it a support agent and create the agent. Demo. Twilio. Create this. support agent. Let's copy that ID. I'm going to put it into my settings, into my environment variables, I'm sorry. Close out of my environment variables. Let's crash the server. And now we need to change those settings inside of voice. Need to be MuLaw save. And inside of advanced, we need audio input to be MuLaw 8000. Save it. Let's try calling it again. Go to the conversational history, call the agent.
Hi, I'm Eric. How can I help you?
Eric, I'm looking to get a response from you.
Of course. I'm happy to help. What kind of response are you looking for? Tell me more about what you need, and I'll do my best to help.
Well, you're now giving me responses, so I appreciate that. I'm going to try to interrupt you on your next text. So can you just talk for a while so that I can try to interrupt you? We at least got a response that time. And then it hung up for some reason. I'm curious why it hung up where it did. It disconnected. Why did it disconnect? 11 labs on close. Let's just try calling it again. I mean, we made progress. We at least got a response this time.
Hi, I'm Eric. How can I help you today?
Hey, Eric, can you talk for a while so that I can try to interrupt you? So it's getting disconnected kind of randomly. Wondering if it's because of my current plan and I'm out of credits. Let's see if I'm fully out of credits at this point. So I think I need to update my subscription. So let's do that now. I'm just going to put in, let's update so that I can get more credits. Let's do a starter and keep it on. Let's do monthly for now. 30K is going to give me, and I'm going to do this off camera so that y'all can't steal my credit card info. Doing my subscription. Okay, it didn't like my current first payment method, so I'll try a different one. It wants me to receive a one-time text message to my US phone number, so I need to now swap out my US SIM card. Oh wait, this is getting complicated. I hate. I've got it in my pocket. Let's do this. Let's keep going down the path because I want this to work. It feels like we're getting closer. Get out my trusty US SIM. Get out my trusty SIM card remover. Take out my Argentina SIM. Get the US SIM. Put the US SIM into the slot. Get the SIM back in the phone. Verify that my service is connected. Let's try flipping on airplane mode and then off airplane mode. I'm seeing no service, but I'm going to try to just receive the text anyways. Not seeing the text. Still showing that I don't have any service, so I'll try. Turn off the phone or dim the screen. Take out the SIM. Give it the little cartridge blow. Try it again. Turning on roaming. I think that was the issue, is I didn't have roaming on. Okay, right now my phone is not wanting to connect to the US SIM. I'm going to try the full process of taking out the SIM again and putting it back in. Take you all the way out. Wipe it off. Why is the verification process so challenging? Give it a little wipey wipe. Another cartridge blow. Get the slot in there. Still giving me the no service. I might just restart the phone altogether. I'm going to restart it. Slow down, drink some mate, eat a media luna. It's not the easiest, and that's fine. I wonder if Eliza already has a plugin for 11 Labs, for phone calling on 11 Labs. Because I'm sure that they have an 11 Labs in general plugin. Let's go to Eliza. I don't see 11 Labs in here. And I also still don't see Twilio in here. There's still a lot more plugins we could be adding. Okay, now I've got roaming. Let's go to my messages. Let's have it receive another code. Text. You gonna send it to me? Por favor. I just want to receive your text, please. I think I just got a whole bunch of text from the US. Yeah, I'm getting a whole lot of text now from the US. But still have not gotten my code from, there it is. Link verification code. I don't know if that's the code I'm looking for. Let's wait for a couple more messages. There we go. Submit the code. Not the right code. I'll receive another code. Have it text me again. Okay, I got a new code. Let's try this new code. Processing. Oh, are we going to work this time? We got a check mark on Stripe. I have just subscribed. I don't have any more error messages. So now let me swap out this US SIM card. Give me back my Argentina SIM card. That was a nice little side tangent. Getting a subscription to 11 Labs because I burned through 10,000 credits over the course of 1 minute because I wrote an inefficient code loop in my code. It is what it is. Get the SIM card back in its little protective slot. All right. Okay. Done over there. Let's get back to testing. Let's try running it again now that I've got more credits. Let's try having a full-on call with the agent. How are we going to do that? We come over here, Twilio client's disconnected. If I come back up to, let's go over to my, yeah, I've got 30K credits remaining. We'll go back to our agents. I've got a demo. Let's go to conversation history. And now I'm just going to try to call that phone number again and see what happens. Using Google Voice. Go to calls, try to recall it. Come back over to my stream over here. Let's.
Hi, I'm Eric. How can I help you?
Hey, Eric, can you just start talking for a long time so that I can try to interrupt you?
Oh, you want to test my ability?
I want to interrupt you. Can you let me interrupt you right now, or are you going to continue to talk?
Oh, you got me. I was going to say I'm up for the challenge, but you interrupted me perfectly. I'm ready to listen to what you need help with now.
Really, I just wanted to see if we can go back and forth on this phone call, and right now it's sounding like you are actually working. Is that correct?
You're right. I'm really trying to be helpful.
But if I want to interrupt you, will you let me and then reply again?
You bet. I'm all ears. I'm ready to listen and respond to anything you want to say. Just go ahead and interrupt me whenever you like.
Thank you for your time, Eric. Go ahead and hang up. I'm done.
Okay, thanks for chatting with me. Have a great day.
Are you still there? I think you disconnected. Wow. Okay, so now we have an agent that is making phone calls. We can review the phone call. It was a successful call, and we were able to go back and forth with interruptions and everything, and it worked. That was crazy. So that cost about 1,000 credits out of my 30K. So that I paid $5 for 30K credits. We just used 1,000 out of 30K. So how much did we spend for that? Let's go to chat and see how much that 1 minute conversation cost. So if we go to chat, and then I'm just gonna have to do simple math, but I don't want to do it myself because we've got AI that can. I just used how much did I spend for $959 credits, 959 credits if I pay a subscription of $5 per 30,000 credits. Can you do that math? So I spent 16 cents for that phone call, that 1 minute phone call. Decently expensive, but it works. It works. 16 cents is not ludicrous. It's not $1. And we were able to have that conversation and go back and forth. So the question is now, what's next? We have gotten a response when I speak. I would also say this also gets our seamless conversation. It instantly replies. I can cut it off. And it sounds like a human. So at this point, I think I just need to customize the agent and start building this into I need to define my agent, because right now it's just a generic support agent. And I think just defining the personality and the set of tools is where I go next. At this point, the question is, what do we do on the stream? We're an hour and a half in, and we've gotten this working. Do we wrap up here? Do we get it deployed? I think I want to get this deployed so that it's always running and waiting for calls, and anybody can call it anytime to talk to it and have that conversation. So I'm going to run to the bathroom. And then when I come back, we're going to deploy this using DigitalOcean. So let's set that up as the final step. Step 4, DigitalOcean deployment. Let's do that. Save this. I'll be right. Can I define these steps any more verbosely? That's going to look like GitHub deployment workflow SSH into droplet, add env variables, deploy with GitHub action, verify with a phone call. That's what we're going to do. That'll be our last step for today. I'm going to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back to finish this up. Excuse me while I do a little bit of cleanup. We were rushing to get this working, and now that it's working, I'm going to slow down a little bit and appreciate the progress that we're making. Went from feeling like I was flailing to we've got a working solution that is like top tier. This conversation was incredible. It just worked. I was able to interrupt it. It replied instantly. It used voice intonations. 11 Labs is killing it. This is some awesome tech, and it works. Last little part of my break. Give me one more mate, one more media luna. and then we'll get started with these steps. Let's delete some of these files so we're no longer using. Mama. Where's the top example I have of a workflow to deploy an agent on a DigitalOcean? Let's check GitHub for Recoup. The APIs are probably the best. The Launchpad one could also work, but I'll take this. I think it's .github. It's YML. No, it's YAML. Workflows. What don't you like? Select in OK. Deploy to the DigitalOcean droplet. Check out node version 14 feels low. Let's at least go up to 20. What node version are we using here? Does it say? Doesn't say, but let's assume 20. Droplet IP, we need our secret set. Droplet IP. Now it goes into cloning the repository. Instead of Recoup API agents, we're just going to call it phone. Is that what it's called? Phone call starter? It doesn't matter what it's called. Let's call it phone. Yeah, phone call. Now we need the Git repository URL. GitHub Sweetman Tech, phone call quick start, .get. We check it out. We make sure that we're using Node v20, and then we run the ecosystem. This looks good. I add working phone call with 11 labs and add deploy workflow. What branch are we on? Suites reply. Yeah, let's commit. Sync our changes. And then we should see the ability to make a new pull request automatically. Open the pull request. I don't have Slack open, so let me open up Slack so that I can send this over to my team so they can review the changes that I'm making. And it looks like it is trying to deploy, and it's going to fail because we don't have those environment variables that we need. So to set them, we go into the secrets, actions, repository secret. I can never remember. I think it's repository secrets. And now we can set up, let's get these closer together. We need droplet IP, droplet user, and droplet password. Our droplet user is the same default one, which is root. And then for IP and password, those are two things that I'm not gonna show you. So I'll take that off screen, but go ahead and set those. You'll find those by going into your DigitalOcean droplets and copying it from over there. But I will be right back once I do those. Let's go to DigitalOcean. From here, I'm in the wrong account. Swap over to my other team. I swapped to the wrong team. Switch teams to this team. And inside of this team, we have a few projects. We've got Recoup agents and Sydney agents. I'm looking for Launchpad. So I'm going to copy this IP address. And now I've got the droplet IP. And then the last step is getting the password. So let me get password for agent kit. I'll copy the password. New repository secret. Paste the secret. Copy the key name. Save it. Add the secret. Okay, now our pipeline should work to deploy. I've added in our variables. Let's go back. I just went to the wrong place. Let's go over to Sweetman Tech. Phone call quick start. Pull requests. Pull request. Let's redeploy that failed action and see if it works once the environment variables have been set. Missing server host, rerun all the jobs. Yes, please. We can see that our environment variables have been set. It's using Node v20. It was able to pull the latest changes and it sees all of my branches. It switched over to the reply branch. I think it's going to fail here though. because we don't have an ecosystem file for it to understand how to run the agent. So I want to go back to my reference and copy that ecosystem file. Ecosystem file not found. Yep, precisely. We go to GitHub, recoup, and we want the recoupable agent APIs. I believe this is a public repo. Yeah, this is public. So if you want to reference this code's all open source that we're building on. Ecosystem.config.cjs. Let's go into our code base. New file. Ecosystem.config.cjs. .cjs. Paste it. We're going to call this recoup phone call, and it's using pnpm start, cron restart, watch, and auto restart. All that looks good. We've now got it, so let's push I add ecosystem file. Is that going to work? Should work, right? Let's try it. Commit, push. We got a new viewer, marriage projects, that says A. I'm wondering if this is Nick from Mint Songs and Matter. If this is Nick, it's good to see you, and I'm glad you're tuning in. Let's close out of this. We don't need it anymore. And we should be deploying the agent right now. Deploying. Here's the steps. We have added the deployment workflow. We're trying to deploy with the GitHub action before we SSH and add in the environment variables. So I guess we could call this one a check. The reference that I pulled from is right here. And so I'll add this into the docs as well. We've got the example, and now we're trying to deploy. It looks like I just got a green check. So it looks like we've now got recoup phone call running. So it seems like it's running. Deploy. Now we'll SSH, we'll add the environment variables, and then we'll verify with the phone call that it's all working. Let's do that. Let's open up a terminal. SSH. Paste in your IP address. I'm going to go ahead and share it. The Launchpad. And we need our username, SSH root at IP address. It asks us for the password. I get the password for agent kit. Copy password, paste the password. I have now SSH'd in. We can ls, and I can see that it's already added the project. I'll go into phone call, and now here is where I want to add a .env variable. So I'm going to say nano.env. Well, first let's verify that we don't have anything. If we run ls-a, we can see that there's no .env. There's a .env.example, but there's no .env. So I'm going to nano.env. That's going to allow me to modify it. I'm going to bring this off screen so that y'all can't see my environment variables, but let me add those environment variables in real quick, and then we'll be good to come back over. Go to my environment variables, copy all the environment variables, paste them in, Control X to save, Y to confirm. We've saved it. Let's come back over to here. And now I'm going to run the same command that, let me close out of the environment variables. And now we're going to run the same command, pm2 restart, and then this ecosystem file. reading PM2_env, PM2 restart, ecosystem, update env. Well, let's PM2 list. Recoup phone call is the name. Instead of running it with the ecosystem file, let's just try manually putting in the number 1. Okay, it looks like it's running now. Let's verify it's running by stopping our server. And now we want to update Twilio with the new location where it can call. It can call PM2 logs 1. Okay, so it is not actually running properly right now. I'm going to verify that we've installed all the packages. I don't see a node modules folder, but oh yeah, I do see a node modules folder. It's right there. And I also see PM lock, so it should have already done this, but it looks like it's actually doing stuff. So maybe it didn't successfully complete this step when we ran it before. The first run always is the most buggy. I want to know if this is Nick Marriage. It's Marriage Project, so I think it's Nick, but I don't know, I'm not for sure. Whatever the case, current count, we've got 109 people tuned in on X and 1 tuned in on YouTube. We got 1 comment on YouTube from the 1 person that's tuned in, and we got 1 comment from Max, who is on Twitter. Thank you to both Max and Marriage Projects for jumping in and leaving us some comments. If you're watching this stream and you're getting value, please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you want to get visibility, please leave a comment and I'll share your comment on the stream so that you can align and amplify and co-promote this work with me. This video is all about building an AI agent that talks back, Twilio call integration with an Eliza AI agent. I don't actually think we're integrating with Eliza AI. I think this is going to be with 11 Labs AI, but I didn't know that at the start of this episode that that's what we were going to be using. So during this episode, we have found out 11 Labs is top tier and it does pretty much all the work that we need to do. And it's going to make our job way easier with updating and managing this agent over time to have just a top tier real-time conversation without breaking the bank. So the price point is not too high on this. It's a slow download. There we go. Let's try it again. TS node is not found. Is that in our package block? Let's install TS node then. How can I explicitly get it to install the dev packages? Because I thought it was going to install the dev packages, but it does not have TS node installed error. It looks like dev dependencies weren't installed. How can I manually install package? Let's give it package. Let's try running it again. Still saying TS node not found. Looks like we might be able to just run it locally. TS node still not found. We're going to try a global install. We're still getting TS node not found. Why are we seeing TS node not found, and how can we fix this? I've deployed to DigitalOcean and am seeing an error. Could you please help debug? Deploy scripts is found here. DigitalOcean ENV ecosystem config is right here. So what we are facing right now, let's add this to our list. We've added our environment variables. Verify logs are running. Fix TS node errors. What's the error? TS node not being found indicated it isn't installed globally in the DigitalOcean droplet. First, let's modify the workflow to install TS node globally. That sounds fine. Now let's modify the ecosystem with the full path. Let's assume that's right. Okay, whatever. We'll use npm instead of pnpm. And it gives me some commands to run. Fixing missing TS node errors. Commit them, sync them. Now it should run another deploy pipeline. There it is. We're close, we're getting close. I'm wondering why it keeps killing the process. I'm trying to install. Any tips on why the global install is being killed? Let's get the full logs. Oh, so it's my system's out of memory? That doesn't sound right. It says we've only used half of a gig out of 10 gigs of disk space. We've still only used half a gigabyte. So I don't think that's accurate that it's run out of space. Let's check what's going on inside of DigitalOcean Droplet. Okay. eLife cycle command failed. We're not getting an error that TS node isn't found anymore. TS node -B. No. And now I've broken it again. So we're getting the command is failed. Let's add this in and see if it can help debug. Let's reject this stuff. I wonder if it's because the port is already taken. I'm going to try updating this to a different port number. I'm going to change it to 8000 and see if that works. nano.env. Changing the port from 3000 to 8000. And let's try rerunning it. And I don't know why. I don't know what's going on here. Don't save. It likes to tell me that it's all killed. What were the instructions it gave me over here? Now it's going to tell me that that's going to fail again. It might be because we keep switching between NPM and PNPM. I'm wondering if that's it, because while we've been using PNPM locally, in the setup, it's using NPM. We have both. No, we don't have a package lock. We only have a PNPM lock, so that should be fine. Let's try restarting again. I'm just seeing that the command is failing, but I'm not getting any info as to why. Why would it be failing? I'm going to check out my environment variables again. nano.env. Is server domain being used anymore? Only in env examples, so that doesn't matter. The rest of them should be fine. Is it running dev? It should be running PNPM dev. What are we running instead of our ecosystem config? We don't want npm start. We actually want dev. Or I think dev. I think dev is what we want. I don't know that this environment is what we want, but let's try pushing this. Update start script to use dev instead of run. Checking. Next step, if this doesn't work, is I can manually run the command from the terminal inside of my SSH version to see if that gets it to work. Is it the startup command that is incorrectly coded, or is it a configuration inside of this environment that I'm trying to use this in? Looks like it's successfully restarted. Let's check inside of the server. It's still crashing. So let's run npm run dev. TS node dev is not found. Alternatively, I can try pnpm build. Or let's try doing what it's telling us to do. Oh, are we finally running? Are we finally running? Fingers crossed. Exited. Killed. We don't know why. It just exited. Wondering if I should set it up on its own server if the other one is too overloaded with existing processes. Okay, looks like maybe we should be building this. Let's try pnpm build here and see if we get the same error. It looks like it was successful locally, but when we try to do it in the server, we got a whole bunch of errors last time. Processes keep getting killed, and I don't understand why. Let's try fixing this by creating a new droplet instead of trying to fit everything in the existing droplet. I thought it would be fine, but let's just create a new one. Is that really what I want to do, is create a new droplet? Why are our processes being killed? It might be best to just set up a brand new environment. Let's try it. Droplets, let's create a droplet. New York, Ubuntu, basic, regular, cheapest. Password. If I type, is it going to hide it? It is going to hide it. Okay, I'm going to fill in my password real quick. We're going to call this new login phone. Generate me a password, please. Use that password. Save the password. Coming back. Create the droplet. Now we got to re-update some stuff. Once the droplet's ready, we're going to go in and configure it. We've got a new droplet up and running. We have its IP address. Let's get it set up by running, first let's exit from here and let's SSH root at, what? Oh, SSH. Root at domain, it's gonna ask if I want it. I'll say yes. Now I need the password. I'll get the password. And now I should be in. Let me go over to the README. Well, there's usually a README. There's no README in here, but there should be a README in the Launchpad, which might be inside of my account instead of inside of Recoupable's account. There's the Launchpad. Inside of here, it should have instructions for how I can set up the DigitalOcean droplet. Okay, we've now set it all up. Let's verify by running our check command. And while it's still installing, we could go back over to our repo and add the new environment variables. Go back into secrets, into actions, and let's modify some of these values. The IP I've already shared, so I'll just keep sharing it. Copy. Paste the droplet IP. I'm excited to go outside. I'm gonna go lay in the grass, let the sun float by. Maybe call and talk to this agent a little bit. Now I want to update the password. I'll update the password off screen. Password, update it. Copy the password. I actually think I just put in the wrong value. What did I just share? Maybe it's all fine. Okay, now let's go back to actions. Let's push an empty commit. Let's push this change. Let's see if the deploy works. We've got a new deploy running. Going back to our roadmap. Fix the verify logs. New digital ocean droplet. I don't want it to use master, it should use main. But it switched to reply, which is fine. It's added the packages. Let's exit and jump over to our new phone repo. I was just there. Goodness. I was already in the right place and I forgot. Copy password, paste password. I'm back in. I see that the phone call repo was added. The pipeline was successful. If we run PM2 logs, I'm going to add in my environment variables again. So give me 1 second to do that. CD phone call, and now I'll nano.env. Now that I'm in my .env, I will add those environment variables to the doc. Control X, yes, enter. Close the file, move this back, move this back. And now we try to run the restart command. PM2 restart. Okay, PM2 logs 1. Is it doing anything? Let's try pnpm dev. TS node dev is not found. Node modules is missing, so it looks like we're not installing any of the packages. So let's try that with pnpmi. Let's try it again. Why is my install script failing? Let's ls. I see the lock file. Let's rm pnpm lock.yaml ls. Let's rm-r node modules ls. Let's npmi instead of pnpmi. It's still including this web cert variable that I don't want. So let's remove that. Yeah, let's remove this. pnpm remove webs. This thing, we don't need it anymore. I remove lib cancel add commit push. We'll get a new deploy. Yeah, it looks like there's all this is related to that WebRT CVAD package. So I'm hoping that this new deploy fixes that. We've got a lock file. We're still missing a node modules file. Looks like it finished and restarted. I see a node modules package lock. Are we running? PM2 list. It's process 0, not 1. I don't know why I'm expecting something there. Let's try pnpm dev. Please work. You're going to kill my process again, or are we going to actually get the server up and running? Listening on port 3000. Oh my goodness, we're making progress. Now that we have a port, we should be able to set this up inside of, it says listening, but I think we usually get a couple more things printed out here. Usually when we run this, when we run pnpm dev, what do we see? We see that same log, and then we see listening. Oh, maybe we do just see listening, in which case Let's try updating the phone call to use our new server. Let's copy the IP address, go into the Twilio console, and we're just going to plug it in here, :3000. It won't be HTTPS, it'll be HTTP. And we'll save this configuration. And now let's try doing another phone call to our phone number. And let's open up giving it a call.
We are sorry. An application error has occurred.
Application error has occurred. My initial thought is that it doesn't like that we're using HTTP and it wants us to use HTTPS, which we have not set up yet. Is this correct? Let's try visiting this domain. 157 details. 56. It should be running at port 3000. HTTP:// It's not liking any of this. How did I get the agent API working? Did I have to do anything special to expose the port? I believe it's just running, and I was able to just query it. How? What's the next step here? We've got it deployed and it's running. However, we need to let's start talking with chat through this. I think the deployment to DigitalOcean was successful when I tried to use the IP address in Twilio for the phone call webhook. I get an error message when I call. I believe the reason. How can I just type right into this box? Is there dictation? How can I speak into any text box on MacBook? System settings, keyboard dictation toggle on. Let's find keyboard dictation, enable, not now. Press the control key twice. So if I go here, I believe the reason is I have not configured an HTTPS certificate and domain, so the request is not allowed from Twilio. Can you help me understand the changes I need to make in order to allow HTTPS requests on the server? Let's take this same prompt and go over to, I believe I have already searched for this and I've gotten it working. So let's see if I can find that document. Set up HTTPS, Node.js, Nginx. This might be it. All right, let's just start following these commands. This should help me define it. So what I will do is I will go into the server. Let's crash the server and let's try running sudo apt update, sudo apt install nginx. Once we do that, create a new server block for my application. What's a domain that I have configured? Let's try going to Squarespace into my domains. And I'll just update one of my own domains for now, probably Myco. DNS. Don't know if I did that correctly or not. Looks like we're all set up successfully. Reload Nginx. Now we need to get an SSL certificate. So we're going to use certbot to do that. Okay. Failed to authenticate, domain DNS, a record for phone. Okay. We need to add an A record. Are there any guides for the record I need to add? Let's come over here, DNS. DNS settings. Where's a button to add a record? Host is going to be phone. Needs to be an A record. And the IP address should be my phone IP address. Paste it in there, save it. And now that that's been saved, let's try running the same command. Let's use this DNS checker. Example should be phone.myco.wtf. Search. One 230, 176.56. Yeah, okay, so we do have it set up. Now we want create a server block for how did I get to there before? Sudo nano phone.myco.wtf. 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 Paste. X. Save. Yes. Oh. Whoops. Okay. Okay, and successful. Let's try it again. Using CertBot to generate an SSL certificate. It looks like the certificate expires on May 25th, and it will automatically renew the certificate in the background. So we should now be working on phone.myco.wtf, right? Okay, let's do this modification. We're just going to add on this last server section. We've got two servers. They're both listing on 80. They're both for phone. I'm not sure I understand the difference. But it's telling me to do it. I blind accept what the AI tells me. We copy this, paste it. Successful. Access in your browser and confirm the SSL certificate is correctly installed. It says it can't be reached, which might make sense. I don't know. P2M logs, PM2 logs. Let's try pnpm dev. Let's see if it tells us that we're running on 3000. And once it tells us that, let's try going here again. Still not working worth the darn. So let's just try plugging it into here. And let's save it. And let's try calling again.
You're sorry. An application error has occurred. Goodbye. We are sorry. An
application error is occurring. Not seeing any traffic over on that port. Trying it again. Okay, so this time we at least got the incoming request. It potentially rerouted it. Is there a way that I can test this? Call logs. This was the 22nd, so a few days ago. Incoming's what I want to see. On the 22nd. On the 25th, 1 minute ago. Status busy, direction incoming, duration, events log. Phone number updated on the 25th, so today, a minute ago. Let's try the phone call again. Trying to figure out what the bug is here. Phone call is not working at the present time. How do I fix this? We've got our domain, we've configured our domain. I have not verified that it is working. Let's try just posting to the domain with Postman. Is there anything I missed in the instructions from chat? Go to that in your browser and you should see the SSL certificate, but I'm not seeing the SSL certificate. So I'm going to try to use Postman. Let's try querying for phone.myco.wtf. Let's do a post over there. Connection was refused. If we do the same thing, getting connection refused. Let's delete it all. I don't know how to delete it all quickly, so we are going to do it the slow way. I wonder if Shift, Control, Command. No, I don't know how to do it faster, so we go bit by bit. Keep hitting the problem until you solve it. Patiently, consistently, sincerely. Okay. Throw it all in the trash, paste, Control X, Y, enter. Configuration looks good. Reload Nginx. Make sure your app is running. Let's try it again. pn dev. Start localhost 3000, hopefully. We're on port 3000. Let's try making a phone call again. Fingers crossed that we make progress.
Hi, I'm Eric. How can I help you today?
Hey Eric, I'm seeing that I'm actually getting to talk to you on my Ocean server. Can you confirm that you're able to respond to me?
Wow, that's awesome. I'm so glad to be able to help you out on your DigitalOcean server. Yes, I'm definitely here and ready to respond to your questions. What can I do for you today?
Well, it seems like I'm having a one-on-one call with an AI agent, and I'm just going to test a couple things like interrupting you. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself, and then I'm going to interrupt you?
Sure, I'd be happy to tell you.
I'm interrupting you. Did you catch that?
I'm Eric, and I did. I'm a pretty good listener, even when interrupted. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, even if you interrupt me. What else can I help you with?
Are you familiar with the Bordy AI artificial intelligence as a super connector on LinkedIn?
I'm not AI on LinkedIn. I'm still learning and growing, so I don't have all the information about every AI out there. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Are you able to show emotion? Can you get really angry at me and show me what it sounds like when Eric is angry?
That's a really interesting question. I'm designed to be helpful and friendly, so I don't really have the ability to get angry. I'm more like a helpful assistant who's always happy to help. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Do you have any tips on how I can update your personality to make you more of an agent that is focused on helping connect musicians with opportunities or with other professionals in the music space that might help musicians achieve their goals?
That's a great idea. I'm always learning and evolving, and I'd love to be more helpful to musicians. Unfortunately, I can't change my personality on my own. I'm designed to be a general purpose assistant, but I can definitely learn more about the music industry and how to connect musicians with opportunities. I'd love to hear more about what you think would be helpful for musicians. What kinds of opportunities are you thinking about? What kind of information would be most useful for them? The more you tell me, the better I can understand how to help.
Those are great questions, but I know every second is charging me money, so please hang up the call now.
Okay, I understand. It was great talking to you. I'm always learning and improving, so I hope you'll reach out again. If you have any other questions, have a great day.
We just saw the disconnected. You can't see it because it's blocked. And then I hang up. And then we can see that the Twilio client was disconnected. It's working on a deployed server. I'm not running anything locally, and we're able to make those calls. So we now have an AI agent that is running on a deployed server, and you can call it any time to start chatting with it. So if you want to call 833-910-2446, you can have a talk with the AI agent that I just deployed. Let's see if I can change the agent a little bit. Right now, I just want to change it to say, hi, welcome to Recoup, or something that gives it the something that gives it the persona of, hi, I'm Eric from Recoup. How can I help you today? Let's save that. You're a support agent named Eric. You work for Recoup, helping connect musicians with opportunities to get paid and other music industry professionals who can help musicians achieve their goals. You're friendly and you want to help the not customer musician get the answer they need. Let's save it. And let's try to call it again with these new system prompts. I hope everybody can hear this.
Hi, I'm Eric from Recoup. How can I help you today?
Hey Eric, can you tell me a little bit more about Recoup?
Of course. Recoup is a platform that helps musicians get paid for their work and connect with other music industry professionals. We offer a variety of services, including royalty collection, music licensing, and artist development. We are here to help you achieve your musical goals. What are you hoping to accomplish with your music career?
Man, I'm just happy that you're here serving musicians and helping them get paid. Have a great rest of your day and go ahead and end the call, please.
I'm glad to hear that. It's great to be here to support musicians like you. You have a great rest of your day as well.
Now we've got an agent and we can update it as we see fit. So let's go back to the overall building notes. This is us wrapping up. We have achieved all of our goals for today. This was a very successful build. Although it took 3 hours, we have made drastic progress to be able to allow musicians to have an AI agent that they can call at any time to get help right in the middle of their campaigns, whether they're in the studio, on tour, or anywhere else. We can start to leverage the agent and put the agent where musicians already are, whether that's via phone call, going to a website, talking on Instagram. The agent is the interface. That's the new model that we are building towards. We're not trying to force musicians to have to go into a website and log in and leave wherever they already are, focused on their craft. The goal is to allow musicians to focus on their craft, focus on making the music that they love. And whenever they need help, Recoup is one simple phone call away or one simple Instagram DM away to be able to help musicians get paid, progress their careers, and achieve their goals. If you got value out of this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, click any of the buttons so that other people, other musicians who are building on the same path as you can help to find this content.